Good morning, students. I welcome you all. Myself Baby Rawat, your English teacher. I hope you all are fine. Today I'll continue the chapter Lost Spring, Stories of Stolen Childhood. But before I start, let's revise what we did in previous tutorial. So this chapter is written by Anees Jung. And Anees Jung, if you talk about the writer, she belongs to an aristocratic family. Her parents were also writers, poets, and even her brothers are also writers. And in 1987, her book was published, Unveiling India, in which she gave a detailed chronicle things and about women, especially about women. And in 2005, her book, Stories of Stolen Childhood. So this chapter is part of that book, Lost Spring. The name of the book was Lost Spring, Stories of Stolen Childhood. So in this book, she has described about the poverty of children, and in previous tutorial we had started first part of this chapter. The name of that part was Sometimes I Find a Rupee in the Garbage. This chapter is actually divided into two parts. Second part is I Want to Drive a Car. So first part we had started in previous tutorial, and we read about a boy, Sahib Alam. His name was Sahib, and one day a writer, she saw rag pickers. Sahib was also a rag picker, and with other boys Sahib was there. So she noticed that they were not wearing footwears. Means they were so poor that they could not afford footwears also. So she asked one day to a child what was the reason for not wearing footwear. So he answered that his mother did not give. So with this, let's start. Even if she did, he will throw them off. Adds another who is wearing shoes that do not match. So now in previous paragraph we read that Anees Jung asked a boy what was the reason for not wearing chappals, and he said that his mother did not bring them from the shelf. But one more boy said that even if she did, he will throw them off. Adds another who is wearing. So what is the reason? Because though he is wearing chappals, but both the chappals do not match. Unmatched. It is written here, do not match. Unmatched means different he has worn. When I comment on it, he shuffles his feet and says nothing. And when Anees Jung said something, shuffles means slides them over each other. Means he kept one foot on another, but he did not say anything. Shoes says a third boy who has never owned a pair all his life. So one more child, third boy who never owned a pair, means in his life he never wore shoes, and he said that I want shoes. Traveling across the country, I have seen children walking barefoot in cities or village roads. It is not lack of money, but a tradition to stay barefoot is one explanation. Now, writer is saying that traveling in different places, in cities and in village, she has seen people barefoot. And now she is saying that it is not lack of money, but now sometimes what explanation is given that it is not because lack of money, but it is a tradition. It is a tradition, a custom there, not wearing footwears to stay barefoot. I wonder if this is only an excuse to explain away a perpetual state of poverty. So now what writer thinks, she is saying that though explanation is given that it's a tradition, not because of lack of money, but she is saying it may be an excuse to explain. But she feels that Perpetual state of poverty means never ending condition of being poor. So she feels, that writer feels, that it is a condition. It is never ending condition of being poor, everlasting condition of being poor. It means she strongly feels that it is due to poverty. I remember a story in a man from Udupi once told me. Now Udupi is name of a place. It is a city in Karnataka. So Udupi, she is saying that now she remembered a story. A man from Udupi told her, as a young boy, and what was the thing? As a young boy, he would go to school past an old temple where his father was a priest. So when that man was a young boy, while going to school, there was a temple, and that boy's father was priest in that temple. He would stop briefly at the temple and pray for a pair of shoes. Now this line shows that boy was not having a pair of shoes. So while going to his school, every day he would go. For some time he would go to that temple and ask for a pair of shoes. 30 years later, I visited his town and the temple, which was now drowned in an air of desolation. In a backyard where lived the new priest, there were red and white plastic chairs. Now, the writer is saying that after 30 years, she again go to that town and that temple too, and she found that there was desolation means loneliness. It was loneliness there, and in the backyard she saw a new priest, and red and white plastic colored chairs were there. A young boy dressed in a grey uniform, wearing socks and shoes, arrived panting and threw his school bag on a folding bed. Panting means breathing. Panting is breathing, gasping for breath. So now writer saw that one boy came and he was wearing uniform, grey color uniform, and he was wearing socks and shoes. He just threw his school bag on a folding bed. Looking at the boy, I remembered the prayer another boy had made to the goddess when he had finally got a pair of shoes. Let me never lose them. Now, when writer saw that boy, she remembered one more boy, another boy. As in the beginning, I have told you that the writer is an author, writer, columnist. So she visits to different places. So one more boy, she remembered that the boy was happy because that boy got a pair of shoes, and still he was praying to goddess. And what was his prayer? Let me never lose them. Means when that boy finally got a pair of shoes, now his next prayer was that those shoes would not be lost ever. The goddess had granted his prayer. Young boys like the son of the priest now wore shoes, but many others like the rag pickers in my neighborhood remain shoeless. Now writer is saying that when that child was praying, now goddess has granted, means now goddess is happy, and now boys are getting shoes. Young boys, because she 30 years back when she went there, she saw that son of priest was not having shoes, but now this boy, a son of priest, now boys like the son of priest, now they are wearing shoes, they are getting shoes. But still boys like Sahib or other rag pickers in her neighborhood, they remain shoeless, means still they are not having shoes. Now it's time for homework, students. Today's homework is, as I have told you, that this chapter is only an excerpt from the book titled Lost Spring Stories of Stolen Childhood. So you have to read other stories of this book. In previous tutorial, I gave you homework to explore about Anis Jung, writer. Now in this tutorial, the homework is that you will read more stories of that book, Lost Spring, Stories of Stolen Childhood. Apart from this, one more thing I would like to discuss with you. Nowadays, doubt classes are going on. But what is my observation, that students are not taking it seriously, and strength is less. So this is my suggestion, my advice, that doubt classes are beneficial for you, and this year you have to go for board. So take your studies seriously, and if you have any doubt, if you feel you are preparing not only English, other subjects, all the subjects I'm talking about, and if you have any doubt, the teachers are there to help you. Utilize this time. This is your golden, this year you are in 12th class, so this is golden year, and you have got this time. At home you can study well, because you will not spend your time in getting ready, going to school, coming back, and you are tired. At home you are, so you can do a good preparation. And please attend doubt classes. If any doubt you have, you find that this is not clear to you, any topic is not clear to you, please take help from teachers. So attend your doubt classes. With this, I wish you good health, stay healthy, stay safe. Thank you.